DNA test exposed a family secret on Christmas Eve. Our lives changed forever. Earlier this year, Ancestry DNA had a sale on their kit. I thought it would be the perfect Christmas gift for my family. Something unique that everyone could enjoy together. So I bought 6 kits, one for my mom, dad, brother, and 2 sisters. I thought it would be fun to trace our roots, maybe discover some cool family connections or stories. Fast forward to Christmas Eve. It's our family tradition to exchange gifts on this night, and I was excited to see everyone's reaction to the DNA kits. The room was warm, filled with the scent of pine from the Christmas tree, lights twinkling, and a buzz of holiday energy. We had just finished dinner, and it was time for the big reveal. I passed out the kits, and everyone unwrapped them at the same time. My siblings were curious and immediately started reading the instructions. My dad chuckled, probably thinking it was some quirky gift. But then, I looked at my mom. Her face had drained of color, and she was staring at the box in her hands as if it were a bomb about to go off. Before I could ask if everything was okay, she started freaking out. She kept saying we shouldn't take the tests because they had unsafe chemicals. My sisters and I tried to reassure her, explaining that the kits didn't use any chemicals. They're just saliva tests, simple and harmless. But the more we talked, the more anxious she became. She wouldn't drop it. Then things got even weirder. She started suggesting that only one of us kids needed to take the test, saying we'd all have the same results anyway, and that we should sell the extra kits to save money. At this point, everyone was exchanging confused glances. My brother, who never misses a chance to joke around, said, "Mom, are you worried the test will tell us we're aliens or something?" But she wasn't laughing. She was serious, almost desperate. There was an awkward silence, and my dad's expression shifted from his usual calm to something I hadn't seen before: concern, maybe even fear. He tried to calm her down, suggesting they talk upstairs. So, off they went. They disappeared up the stairs, and almost immediately we heard them arguing, loudly. My siblings and I sat downstairs in stunned silence, the laughter and holiday joy from earlier completely sucked out of the room. After what felt like hours of muffled voices and raised tones coming from upstairs, my brother broke the silence with the question we were all thinking but too afraid to ask: which one of us has a different dad? We laughed nervously, but the joke hung in the air like a heavy cloud. My sisters and I exchanged glances. Could it be true? Was there something our parents hadn't told us? Suddenly, the DNA kits, which were supposed to be a fun family activity, felt like they were going to open a door we weren't sure we were ready to walk through. An hour passed, maybe more. Eventually, our parents came back downstairs. My mom's eyes were red, her face puffy from crying. She sat us all down, and my dad held her hand tightly. They didn't waste any time getting to the point. My mom took a deep breath, and with a shaky voice, she told us something we never expected. It turns out that one of us does have a different dad, our oldest sister. When she was just a baby, her biological father had passed away in an accident. It was a time of unimaginable grief for my mom, but then a close friend of hers, dad, stepped in to help. Over time, they fell in love, got married, and built the rest of our family together. They never told us the truth because they didn't want to bring up painful memories. My mom said she had always planned to tell my sister eventually, but the DNA kits forced the conversation sooner than she had expected. We were all shocked, of course, but there was also a strange sense of relief. My mom started sharing stories about my sister's biological father, stories she had kept locked away for decades. She even showed us old photos that we'd never seen before, and for the first time, my sister saw a glimpse of her biological dad. The night ended on a surprisingly beautiful note. Instead of tearing our family apart, the truth brought us closer together. We realized that family isn't just about biology, it's about love, the people who raise you, and the bonds you build over a lifetime. My sister didn't feel any less a part of the family. If anything, we all felt even more connected. As for the DNA tests, we decided we're still going to take them. Not because we need to know who we are, but because we're curious about the stories our DNA can tell us about our ancestors, the ones we know and maybe the ones we don't. This Christmas didn't go as planned, but it turned out to be a Christmas miracle in its own way, and that's something none of us will ever forget.